try.
But I'm going to take off my background because then you don't see Mom.
I mean, it's because her hair the virtual background keeps thinking her hair is the white background.
Welcome. Bienvenidos. A Friday night movie podcast.
You have to do more than just that. You have to keep hosting.
Okay.
I'm surprised she didn't throw in some like extra Spanish accent words.
Although
in
you
there.
know what she did do today? For some reason, when the
Hey,
supermarket
Lily, now
guy
you have to have the
called,
microphone back at you.
that when the supermarket guy called, she picked it up. I hear Mom take the phone, and she picked it up like she was at home in Montreal. Hello? Like she was talking French. I caught her. And I was like, Mom, it's
Okay.
Spain.
So,
Classic Mom.
so Shy, how are you doing today?
Look how it starts when Mom hosts. I
Your
get asked
favorite?
first.
She has
You're
to
my,
ask her. She
you're
has to
my
ask her
firstborn,
favorite.
baby.
We need to
Wow.
start again.
Okay.
This is
But-
a mess.
Start the whole thing again?
Don't
No,
interrupt your brother.
No, I'll fix this.
Okay.
My
Shy,
oldest child.
wait. Shy, how are you doing today?
I'm having a great 24 hours. My oldest child ate a double portion of corned beef hash this morning from Bob and Edith's Diner in Virginia. And that was big news. And then also we watched Crocodile Dundee with the kids last night. And there was a lot of discussion. I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was extensive discussion about Linda Kozlowski's very
Her bathing suit?
yeah, the bathing
Yes,
suit.
I remember being a kid and talking about that bathing suit.
That bathing suit was like my kids immediately requested. They're like, we want bathing suits like that, and we were like,
God.
I was like, absolutely not. You're never allowed. Look what happens when you wear a bathing suit like that. A crocodile tries to eat you.
Yeah, for sure.
I
love-
remember watching that movie with the
I
three
love
of
how
you.
I asked Chai, I was like, is that age appropriate for your daughters? And he's like, it's PG-13. And I was like, exactly. He's like, that means that under 13, you just need parent guidance. And that's it. You
At
need to
age
watch it.
13, you need parent guidance.
Chai has the...
That movie
what are
came out in
those?
like 1987, and we saw it over
The
and over and over
FCC
again.
rules are very loose.
You saw it
for
in the
Chai.
90s for sure, Shy.
No way. We saw Crocodile Dundee 2 when it came out on video, for sure. Like the day it was out on video.
Probably. I remember sitting there in the basement watching it with
But-
you guys, and we loved it.
But they liked it, right?
They liked it, and just to rehash, that movie, an hour and 37 minutes long. The end, the couple gets together at the end. There's no 25-minute epilogue. Also, when they decide to fly to New York, there isn't like agonizing multiple scenes about driving to the airport and talking about it. They go to New York. The movie moves.
Did you tell them that they end up getting married in real life? Do
I
they
did,
like
but
that,
they got
like,
divorced
fiction?
in 2014, so I
We
didn't.
don't have to
like,
tell them
over-
that part.
I didn't
For most of our lives, they were married.
Don't bother showing them the second one.
What? The
Crocodile
second one's
Dundee
amazing.
2. Oh, yeah?
And they fight the drug dealers. Oh,
Okay. I like his knife in the subway station. That was great.
No, it's not in the subway.
it's not in the subway station. I just had this argument with
Oh
Allie.
God! I was wondering why you guys have been ignoring me. My microphone's been on mute for like 20
Becky's
minutes.
just getting aggravated.
Anyways, Shy, I have some follow-up questions about takeout brunch because I'm considering doing.
Excuse
Yeah.
me. Wait a minute. Finish your question, and then I got to get back to my how are you doings. Go ahead.
No, this
Shy.
is part of the how are you doing. Can you just give me some more details on how brunch traveled? Were the eggs cold? Like, what should I worry about because I'm
So-
considering doing this?
So I was very strategic here. First of all, mask, gloves, outfit, right? All that. And by the way, this place looked like they were doing a really good job with that. The health priorities, protocols as well. So number one, there were some fails and some good things. Number one, French fries just don't travel well when you
No.
order them. And my younger child always has grilled cheese with French fries, and she was like a little disappointed. She goes, "Why are the French fries at this place all screwed up?" And we talked about the physics of steam. So corned
it
beef
was a
hash
science
traveled.
lesson there
Corned beef
for
hash.
homeschooling.
Corned beef hash traveled beautifully.
Well, what about the poached eggs?
The poached eggs actually traveled really well, but because poached eggs are poached in vinegar, in this particular place, they put vinegar in the water, right, Mom?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
they hold together really well. The taste was funky for my daughter, not for me, so I ended up eating the poached eggs. But what I did, because I was not going to commit to a poached egg takeout situation, I made my own beautiful over easy eggs at home and ended up trading them with my daughter. So I got the corned beef hash, but then why would I have some diner make my eggs and then bring them home so they can be wet and cold? So I made my eggs fresh, and then I had the diner specialize in the thing they were good at. And so that is what I would recommend for takeout breakfast.
Okay, because I think there's going to be a corned beef hash situation tomorrow for Mother's Day in my house.
So yeah, corned beef hash and crispy hash browns traveled well. French fries did not travel well. I think because
Which is not
corned beef
surprising.
hash and hash browns have to be crisped to such an extreme level that steam can't puncture.
Did you
You know what?
reheat?
If you had an air fryer, then
This
you
is
wouldn't have to
true.
worry about it, because in
I
5
was gonna
minutes
say-
you pop in
All
some
right,
French
everyone stop
fries.
showing
I
off
was
about your air
about to say
fryers.
that, and then I was like, "Don't be mom. Don't mention the air fryer." I
Okay.
held myself back.
Okay.
But now that she brought it up, it's really true. I have a question. Did you reheat everything when you got home?
I don't reheat food.
Okay.
No, Shai eats it cold from the
Shy
fridge.
likes to eat things
Okay,
cold to
excuse me.
lukewarm.
I'm the host here. Becky, how are you
That
doing
doesn't
today?
mean nobody else is allowed
You
to
can't
talk.
keep saying you're the host the whole time.
Like,
though.
we're
You just
all
have to
allowed to
be
No,
be
the host.
I
Becky,
like when
how
Mom-
are you doing today?
Okay, I have a story that I feel perfectly sums up what having children is like. I have found the story. The other morning, I wake up, I'm having my coffee, Miri's playing on the front porch. I go outside to see her. She runs over to me, open arms, and just goes, "Mommy, I love you," and wraps her arms around me and gives me the biggest hug. And then she sees my breakfast and takes her disgusting, dirty hand, smashes it into my breakfast, doesn't eat any of it, picks up the toast, licks the whole piece of toast, puts it down, and walks away. And that is having children, I have discovered. That's what it boils down to.
And did you eat the
There-
toast?
Obviously, they're wonderful. I'm not wasting it. You have to worry about food
No, because
here.
that's what being a mother is.
It's like they're
Eating
these
the toast after she
wonderful,
licks it.
delicious balls of joy that ruin everything. That's it.
Sounds
That's how I am.
Okay, wait till she's 18 before she hears this episode.
So gaggy.
Okay, so you noticed my strategy, right? The eldest and the youngest, so she shouldn't feel like she's always the last. And now my middle child. How are you doing, Lily?
I am wonderful because you're here with me.
Aw.
However, as Becky
Toch is lekker. Go ahead.
as Becky wrote to me
It's the grossest
yesterday.
thing.
There's a weird way to say ass kisser in Yiddish. You're like the most Yiddish Cuban human being I've ever met. It's so intense. But as Becky said, Becky was like, "Lily, you should just." Becky's had some real great private zingers on our private chat, Shay. Becky was like,
Which I'm not privy to.
But I tell you everything. The other day, Becky goes, I was describing the scene in my house, just how many people are in my house all the time. And Becky was like, if I were you, I would build mom and dad a kitchen and a living room on their side of the apartment and give them visiting hours. They can come and see you. And then Becky also had the brilliant idea that I should register for all the stuff that's been broken in my house. And so
This way, when mom replaces it, she actually gets you the things that you want instead of just
Exactly.
random.
Excuse me, Becky
Wait.
Pamela Korman, are you suggesting I haven't
the
gotten, I have gotten
registry
you things
only
you don't
goes.
want?
So the registry
Mom.
only goes to mom.
yes.
It's just the
And it's
Because
only
why-
filled with
wait.
things that she's likely to break.
Wait, why did
best
Becky
is that-
say this? Wait, I'm not finished. Why did Becky say this? Yesterday, I'm doing some dishes, and the Cuisinart has that plastic top. and I go to grab it, the dirty
Please tell me mom
Cuisinart.
put it in the garburator.
No.
Because I will say,
I'm
I just want you
washing
to
it.
know
Lily
that
doesn't
every
have a
time-
carburetor.
every
Crying.
time Allie or I turn on the carburetor,
There's a fork in there.
no. We say, do you think mom left like an avocado pit or a knife in the carburetor.
But here's the thing is that, like, when she doesn't have one, she just fills the sink with all the yucky, dirty food. Anyway, so please, let me finish the story. So I'm going to wash the top of it, and I'm like, what is on here? And I see that it's been super glued together. And I go, Mom, what happened to my Cuisinart? And she's like, Lily, your floor is really hard, and it breaks everything. Deadpan, fully serious. Full on, and I was like, I'm sorry, what did you just say? And she was like, your floor is so damn hard. So every time I drop something on it, it freaking breaks.
I'm crying.
I was like, so it's the floor. It's the floor. And she's like, yeah, it's crazy. It's just
not the
really
distance
crazy.
from which she dropped it to the floor.
Or the dropping.
But yeah.
And I was like, and because she's not in the States and can't just easily replace things without Becky noticing, they had to be super glued together because you can't just go get another Cuisinart here easily. And
well, it's because everything is closed. If things
Yes.
were open, we might be able to go get a top for the Cuisinart.
But that was like encapsulating Mom perfectly in that story.
So is that how you are, Lily?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
fantastic because without all this material, I'd be bored.
Okay, so does anybody else have anything to add to my misery?
No, you
over
don't
here?
ask them that.
Okay.
You don't ask them that.
No, I
because
don't
then they
ask
keep
them that?
talking. You just keep going.
Okay. So, what does motherhood mean to each of you in one word?
Shy, especially you.
Well, you're not a mother, but
Is
you
arroz con
live with a
pollo
mother.
one word?
Yes.
Well, it can be. You could say if you say arroz con pollo.
Arroz
That
con
could be
pollo.
arroz con pollo.
That's
It's-
the first word that came to my mind.
that's really insulting. That is really what comes to your mind.
Of course.
Talking about
mean?
He
Arroz-
wanted
Arroz-
delicious
Wait,
food
I
his
haven't-
whole
I-
life.
You know
What do
what?
expect him
It
to
doesn't matter
say?
what you answer, Shy. It would have been insulting. It doesn't matter.
I just want you to know the reason why I picked that is that
That's a
the arroz
great
con
answer.
pollo symbolizes the irreplaceability of a mother, because no matter what, no one will be able to make, and this is for every mother. I just use that word to like, there are things that a mother does for a kid or a family that is unique in their soul and lifespan, and you have to appreciate it while it's there. And even if it's picture perfect copied in the next generation, it's never going to be the same. And so that is why I talk
I'm
about
going to
arroz
take
con
it
pollo.
with the intention that was meant, and thank you, Shy.
What did you think I meant?
No, I'm just kidding. In other words, when you think of me, you think of food.
No, I think of
Something
the unique
irreplaceable, only
things
you
that a
could do.
mother,
Okay,
the
okay,
unique things
okay.
that a mother brings to your life.
Wait,
that is-
why? Like, I don't understand why thinking of you and thinking of arroz con pollo is a bad thing. You've spent
It's
your
not a
entire,
bad thing.
You spent Shy's
Let
entire
drop
life.
it. It's not a bad thing.
Oh,
When-
wow. Okay. I'm
It's
just
great.
okay. I'm just gonna say
Wait,
that I
what's
think.
I want to hear Becky's word.
Hey, what's
Well,
your word, Baggy?
Well, instead of
Licked
a word,
toast?
what happened? Okay, instead of a word, I was gonna like throw a curveball and say, instead of picking one word, why don't we
Gonna be a
build off of
sound?
Shy's arroz con pollo and instead come up with like very specific Fanya things? Like, I'm gonna do a catchphrase. I'm gonna do a Fanya catchphrase that to me defines motherhood. Shy picked a dish. I'm gonna pick a catchphrase. What a god awful mess.
That's true. That definitely defines motherhood. And that is a mom catchphrase if I've ever heard one.
That is that is that just
That could be applied to any mother. Today, when she stuck her fingers in your food and then licked your toes, you could have just said, "Oh, what a god awful mess."
I often do, and I think of you.
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's what motherhood is.
The first time I used it was at Lily's birth. We shall continue.
Ew.
Lily, your turn.
I was gonna say sacrifice is the word, and like the fact that you sacrifice everything for your kids. But now the only thing that comes to my mind is Ted Danson because I'm on Twitter. That is also
Well, I think Richard Gere would have been better. At least he's more handsome.
but
No,
that's
it's
growing out. Now that it's really
Definitely
out,
Ted
it's very good
Danson.
Ted
Like,
Then if you want
modern
Richard
day
Gere,
Ted
you have to
Danson.
go less bouffant.
Yeah.
I'm trying, but the beauty parlor's only opened yesterday. I told you.
What about you, Mom?
When
What's
my
your
hair,
word?
my word originally, well, I've been very torn. There's so many wonderful words that describe motherhood, especially when I think of the three of you. So the first word I was going to think of was privilege, because it is a privilege to be your parent.
You're
And I think the
welcome.
world out there would agree, especially the fans of Friday Night Movie Podcast. But the real word that popped into my mind the minute I looked at the notes was Geschmack, which means delicious.
Aw.
You guys are just delicious, and my
Why do
life as
all
a
Yiddish
mother.
words though sound like
Like somebody, it's like,
Like
a
a
very
mess.
yucky
No,
way
it's
to
like
say
it's so
penis.
delicious. You want to lick your fingers. It's so. It's everything that
There's
is
too
delicious.
many
Okay,
visuals
what's
going
the
on in my
most-
head right now. We need to just move on.
if there's anything I
Delicious
don't want to lick,
in-
it's a baby's fingers. Ugh.
No, it's not the children you're licking. It's the experience.
Why are we talking about? There's so much licking on this episode.
I'm
so
thinking.
weird.
I just think that life with the three of you has been delicious.
You could have just used the English word.
It doesn't
Geschmack.
have the
I
same.
That
like
would
it.
be
Okay.
off-brand, Lily. That would
It
be
would be
off-brand.
off-brand.
Anyway, okay, so I'm not going to ask. You can ask me that.
No, you don't need to read it. Just keep going.
Sometimes you
okay.
leave things out in the.
I know. Wait,
outline.
no. I'm trying to tell her. Let's,
Okay,
we're
so
rolling.
we're gonna play a little game here.
Okay.
You have to guess which movie this quote or TV show this
Right.
quote
You'll
is
say
from.
this one's a movie.
And I'll let you know if it's a movie or a TV show. I'm going to say a quote. It's
By a
from a
mom.
mother, a mom. Stop
Uh-huh.
talking
Oh, I
for
like
me.
this game. Yeah, Lily,
And-
you're like such a backseat
okay,
host.
Okay,
Oh,
so here we go.
Please, it's the only way this.
Okay.
translates
Lily's
to
like the
vacation.
student driving teacher with the other steering wheel.
I've got my
Otherwise-
foot on the brake.
Did
like
you-
you have no idea.
Do you remember where that one came
Yes,
from?
I remember
Okay.
where all of them
Okay, so
came
here we
from.
go. Quote, I'm not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
You did a great job
End quote.
performing that.
I-
You must
now
be
I
a
Is it
was-
from a
voice
Well-
show or
star.
a movie?
It's a movie.
Voice actor, mom. I actually have no. I'm like I feel like
do.
it should be Amy Poehler.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's Amy Poehler in
Oh, it's Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
Yes. Right.
Okay, good
Mom
job.
did a great
Teamwork.
job saying it.
Teamwork. Okay,
Yeah, because mom delivered that amazingly well.
here we go.
though. Do this one.
This is the next one is I think you're a great cool kid. The best friend a girl could have.
That's TV.
This is TV.
And that's for you, Shy.
I'm going to repeat it. I think you're a great cool kid. The best friend a girl could have.
A TV mom. They're her teenage TV daughter. It's just the two of them.
Okay, enough clues.
I have no idea.
You're into
Faces-
this show now, Shy.
Facing the world alone.
Well, you're kind of
two
giving it
gals.
away. Gilmore Girls is the only one,
Well-
but I do not remember that quote.
Becky,
I mean,
did you remember it?
Becky does not. I'm
But
the
she
only one
doesn't
here who
watch that,
watches
so that was only
Gilmore
for
Girls.
Shy.
Okay. Here's another one. This
From
is from a
movie.
movie. Not my daughter, you bitch.
Whoa, mom!
I know.
Ooh. Ooh. What could that be from?
Are you?
I'm going to
just-
give you a
are-
hint.
tell
Allie
me-
would know what this is.
Okay, because I'm going to say if you're mixing up the line from the end of Aliens with the big
No.
funny
No.
alien, I will be
No,
very-
no. No, but this is something Allie would know. She
Allie would know. It's,
Yes.
So it's from
It's
a
a
Hallmark
Magic Mike movie. Magic Mike.
Hallmark. It's Magic Mike.
The other category of
It's
movies
not a
Allie
Hallmark
likes.
movie.
So Allie likes Hallmark, Magic Mike, and then
And
there's a
there's,
third category.
Rom
Not e-
coms. Bridget Jones.
No.
Love Actually.
Okay, you
The
guys.
Holiday.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. It's a character
Monty.
in Harry Potter.
Oh,
Character? So
Weasley.
it's a
It's the
Harry
mother
Potter
Yes.
Weasley
movie?
when she
Molly
right
Weasley,
before she
yeah.
offs right before she offs Bellatrix Lestrange or whatever.
I told you it was
Yes.
Helena Bonham
Yes, 'cause I
Carter,
did
right?
see
Yeah,
that
okay,
movie.
very good.
Wow, she's crushing
Okay,
this game.
this one, I
mean,
love
with
this
1,000
one.
hints.
I love this one. And it's from a movie, and it's a mother talking to some guys. You threaten my son, you threaten me. Actually, I should use the accent.
Ooh, mom
You
delivered it
threaten
really
my
well.
son, you threaten me.
Blindside?
Yes, Becky.
Yes, Becky, very good.
Mom really
The
wanted to do
accent
this
gave it
one.
away, didn't it?
Can I
And
do
then
this
the
one?
last
And
one-
Becky and Shay should get this one.
Okay. Quote.
Wait, can
How
mom
do
do
I
an accent for
explain-
this one?
She'll do
I
a
can't,
good
I
job.
can't.
It'll just a normal accent.
How do I explain her? She's as respected as Mother Teresa, as powerful as Stalin, and as beautiful as Margaret Thatcher.
It's from TV. Who would put those three comparisons together on TV?
I mean, I want to say the Goldbergs, but it's not the
Oh,
Goldbergs.
Amy Poehler, Parks and Rec.
Yes. Leslie
Talking about her own mom, yeah.
Talking about her mom.
Her mom that's played by,
Yeah.
what's her name from,
Yeah.
the woman, isn't she from the woman from Cadillac Man? She was in a lot of, and Kindergarten Cop, right? Isn't that the woman who plays
Oh
her?
yeah,
Right.
The partner in Kindergarten
So
Cop.
since we're talking
Good
about
job,
these great
guys.
quotes from great moms, let's go right into best fictional TV moms. Of these that I'm going to tell you, which one is your favorite? Like, which is the best? We've got Claire Huxtable. Everybody knows what that is. I don't have to explain it. Bevy Goldberg. Lorelai from Gilmore Girls. Tammy Taylor, Friday Night Lights. And Debbie's mom from Never Have I Ever.
Okay, I want to go first because I had a
Okay, Shai,
mom
you go
first
first.
of the three kids here.
Okay.
Yes.
So
This
number
is true.
one, despite the controversy, so if you pull out any of the controversy, for me, Claire Huxtable is so many amazing things.
Well, she's not controversial, so
No, that's true because of how
Okay.
tough she was, but also how accomplished she was, and how she never took any crap from anyone. However, I have to say right now, Nalini, I think I pronounced the name correctly, or at least the way John McEnroe did,
Nalini.
from Never Have I Ever, is up there as one of my favorite moms ever on television.
That's huge.
I keep thinking throughout.
why
that
do you
show,
think she's your favorite?
so as I think part of it is that as a parent now, I'm seeing it through. Like I keep watching this show, which is about this, the show which is about.
It's the
big part of
Goldbergs,
it-
but with an Indian family.
No, Mom,
No, not at all.
not
No.
really.
Not even a little.
About
but
this mother and daughter. The mother's widow. The father has passed away a year before the story starts, and I keep thinking throughout the whole show, being like, this woman's amazing. She's a dermatologist, so she's a doctor. She's raising a teenage daughter. Her husband died. She's trying to keep everything
You're
together
really
and
seeing
keep
it
her
from
traditions.
Nalani's perspective.
Yeah, I don't agree with every single one of the things that she says. Some of them are like absolutely hilarious, but I'm like, this is a mother who's trying to keep everything together when a horrible tragedy happened to her family, and she only wants the best for her kid, and she's having her own grieving that she has to do. And I keep thinking, I'm like, wow, this is an icon of parenting. And even though she's far from perfect, I really, really, really have been blown away by that character. And it wasn't, of course, until the last episode of the show that I realized part of why I thought that is that the show is really about mother and daughter, right? It's not just about this kid in high school.
Absolutely.
It is about a mother and daughter. And that
It's a perfect explanation of what makes her a great mother.
Yeah.
I like your explanation, Shai.
But
Very good.
But the all-time for me is Claire Huxtable.
Yeah. In terms of like the best mom.
Yeah, and I love
ideal
Beverly
mom.
Goldberg, and
Well-
I mean I love Beverly Goldberg,
Yeah,
of
but she's
course, for a
wacky.
lot of reasons, for a lot of reasons. But Beverly feels like home in a lot of ways. I know you're not the same but you and Bev share a lot of wonderful qualities, Mom, and.
Nice.
And having had a chance to chat with both Mom and I have had a chance to chat with the real Beverly Goldberg, and she's an amazing lady. So she's almost not fictional, whereas these other two are genuinely fictional.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Thank
so
you, Shai.
I want to go with Tammy Taylor because
Oh,
what is
Come on,
great
y'all.
about
Right? Isn't that her
what-
line?
what about
What's her
think-
line?
Come on, y'all. Isn't that her?
Come on, I mean,
I think
that's
it's
everybody.
just Texas. Everyone just
line.
says y'all. So the thing about Tammy that I really love is that so she's a mom within her own family, but she also embodies this this idea of being a mom in other ways to other people. Her involvement with the guys on the football team, with the teens at the school, and I feel like she has such a far reach in how she needs to like nurture and care for and educate all the people around her. And she's tough and opinionated and doesn't agree all the time with the things going on in her town, and she has to stand up for that, and there's hard consequences.
I have a
And
question,
I think
Becky.
she's a really good mom to her kids, and part of that is like struggling and being a mess.
So, Becky, do
Yes.
you have a bone to pick with her that despite all of this stress, she does not give in to weird haircut trends and keeps her hair awesome and flowy and curly?
I was gonna say she definitely wins best hair.
And she wins best hair. And I think that is one of the things that makes her an icon, is staying true to her, hair.
I think it's to her brand. Like she's
to her
got a
brand, exactly. And listen, to be fair, until giving birth to children ruined my hair, I maintained the same high standards.
Your hair switch is one of the most fascinating hormonal
greatest
things
mysteries
in the history of
the
babies
swings
being
of
born.
Becky's hair.
Like when people talk about like the weird stuff that can happen to you getting pregnant, Becky's hair changing is up there.
Well, Lily's hair
so
changed
Tammy for life. Tammy Taylor all the way.
But no, you could say the same thing about Claire Huxtable, because she had a brand from the beginning of, I don't know how many seasons they had to the very end. She did not change her look.
On a different show? Oh, sorry. I thought I was on mute. I was talking to Miri.
You often do.
Are you on a different show,
He's
Becky?
not sure if she's on
No, I
mute,
said
off
if she
mute.
wants a different show. Sorry.
What about you, Mom? You have seen so many more years of television than us.
Wait, I want Lily to answer this question.
Well, Tammy wins best hair, and then I would definitely pick Claire. She'll for sure get me into college. I'm like,
She'll make you do the work. She's not gonna like get you
right.
into college.
No, exactly.
By helping
she'll
you.
like.
She's gonna.
So
No.
So here's
she's a great mom.
Right. So here's the thing. I think as a mom, in terms of the combination of tough, being consistent, and yet loving, but not overly gushy, I think that Claire totally gets it. I mean, she wins the award for what one assumes is a great mom. She's intelligent, she's even-tempered, she figures out all the problems. She was a great TV mom. I think that I wasn't going to say Debbie's mom. What is her name again, the character?
Nalini.
Except, Shai, you convinced me. I think the fact that motherhood to her is more messy, and in a way, Bev Goldberg too. It's messy. It's not perfect. You make mistakes, but you love your kid fiercely. It's the reality of being a mother within the context of comedy, right? It is messy, and you make terrible mistakes, but your love kind of compensates for that. And
so
I think
where would you rank putting a 2-year-old Becky in an only French school when she didn't speak the language in the ranking of mistakes? Is that like a buy, rent, or meh?
Well, now in retrospect, or even 10 months or 9 months into Becky's stint at
right away,
Enfant de Neige, I would have given it a bleh. I would have given it a bleh.
Let us state for the record how resilient I am.
Yes, but to be fair, I arrived in a new country in the middle of a minus 25-degree temperature. You might as well have dropped me into the Arctic on Mars, okay, the Arctic of Mars. And a friend who I trusted, who was an educator, said to me her daughter went there, and her second daughter, who's Becky's age, was going there. And it seemed to me like a good idea. Hey, great. She's only 3 years old. I'm going to have her go, 2.5 actually. She wasn't 3 yet. I'm going to have her get immersed in French. How amazing is that? That's how children learn the language.
In fairness,
did I know.
In fairness to Mom, that's how Mom learned English. So I guess we're
just... Yeah, they dropped me into Miami. No one spoke any Spanish, and I was sent to school in my uniform, without even telling me I wasn't on vacation. So for me, it just seemed like, what a great opportunity for her. What I didn't realize is that it wasn't a normal nursery school. This was French, from Paris. And you know the book Madeleine, where they're all walking in a row, all dressed the same, and everything is perfect and nothing is dirty. And I should have gotten suspicious when I picked up Becky every day from school, and she was quite the piglet. She was always clean.
Okay, I feel like there's a nicer way to describe that. You could just call me a dirt ball.
A dirt ball. I used to call you a dirt ball.
There's no Yiddish word that makes it sound like a penis?
No, I said piglet.
A geschmaltz? Really? You couldn't call her?
And I should have gotten suspicious. The problem with the place wasn't the fact that it was only French, because she probably could have coped. It was the rigidness of that place. If you didn't draw in your coloring in the lines, they ripped it out of the book and you had to do it again. I didn't know any of this. I didn't know Becky never spoke. Becky could speak like a professor when she was 2 years old, her daughter being an example of how that I'm not lying. And I get there for the first parent-teacher interview, and the poor woman says to me, "Does your daughter have 2-word sentences?" And I looked at her and I said, "Excuse me, my daughter speaks in paragraphs. What are you talking about?" So I didn't really fully understand that Becky was traumatized while attending this school.
To be clear, the only thing that traumatized me at that school was the time Mom packed me a platano instead of a banana for my lunch.
I knew you were going to bring that up. I
The
told you,
only
being a
part
parent is messy.
You don't
For
know what
those
it's
of you
like
that
to be
don't know
two
what
and
a
a half,
platano.
and you bite into a green platano instead of a delicious banana.
And for those of you listeners who don't know what a platano is, it looks like a banana, but it has to be cooked. You cannot eat it raw. Anyway, so yes, being messy and making mistakes is part of motherhood. And so I would go for either, definitely Nalami, what's her name? Debbie's mom?
Nalini is how I think
Nalini.
McEnroe pronounces it. I'm trying to do my best to pronounce it.
Nalini or even Bevy Goldberg. Okay, very good. Anybody have anything else they want to say about moms? Who's your favorite mom?
No, you did everybody.
This is a trick question. Who's your favorite mom?
No,
Keep
Mom.
going.
I don't
You
know.
don't
Mom,
improvise.
but wait, we didn't hear
Tia
Mom's.
Jan ranks
Mom-
pretty
said.
high.
She said Claire Huxtable, didn't she?
Yeah, Tia Jan.
I
is-
said-
Tia Jan, is that what you said?
Yeah, Tia Jan is awesome.
Tia Jan is a great mom.
Good for you, Becky. Good for you.
I love you,
Mom, are
Mommy.
there any
You're my
like old
favorite
school
mom.
ones, like from when you were growing up? Like you have so many more years of television that you
Oh my
got to
God.
watch. Like, was there like?
I just watch so much TV, I don't even have a recollection.
I
And a
mostly
lot-
just wanted to get Mom to say that.
No, here's the
TV.
problem. When I was a kid, a lot of the shows I watched were obviously from the 50s and 60s, reruns from the 50s, and then shows from the 60s. The moms were not the kinds of moms you saw on television. They were perfect. They were at home. They were cooking. They were baking. My mom worked every day, 12, 14-hour days. So there was no connection for me with the TV moms. I just didn't even understand them. They were just there. They were these in the background kind of people. So it's kind of more fun to talk about the moms from your generation and forward than from the moms from my generation. Although there was Wilma Flintstone. And what was her name from the Jetsons?
I was looking at a lot of different Judy Jetson.
Judy
I was looking at a
Jetson.
bunch of different lists, and
Judy's
you'd
the
be
kid.
surprised
Daughter
how many.
Judy, Jane, his wife.
Oh,
Jane,
his wife.
Jane
Sure.
Jetson.
But you would Jane, his wife. You're right.
Yeah,
But-
Wilma was
but
great, and Betty.
I was
Wilma and Betty
impressed
were
at
great.
how many lists had Flintstone on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, was she particularly a good mom? I guess
Yeah,
back then.
Wilma was a great character, and so was Betty. Okay, let's move on to buy, rent, or meh. How about that? Why don't we play a game, our classic game of buy, rent, or meh?
Absolutely.
It's not a question. Just tell us what to do.
Are you giving me notes on
Yes.
my hosting?
Yes, keep
It's
going,
just
keep
giving
going.
me notes
You're doing
live
great.
on,
You're
on
doing
my
great.
hosting. Okay.
And the
So-
test of a real good host is that if you can keep hosting even while Becky shows us her adorable baby, don't look her in the eye.
It's my grandchild
Then
you're
that
talking
will
about.
just get you distracted, and then you won't be able to host. So keep going.
Okay, bad moms, the villains, or bad moms. Either way you want to interpret it. It's up to you how you
It's a
interpret
very
it.
controversial topic.
Here we go. Queen Alien, Cersei, or Mama Fratelli from the Goonies.
All right, I have my answers here.
Okay, but you're always first. Is this the way it always is on this show?
No, I don't ever. I'm never first because I'm usually
Okay,
host.
aren't you excited? I'm letting you go first.
I mean, unless Becky wants to go first. Becky
No,
can
go ahead, Shy. You can go first.
No, I prefer Shy goes first, so then I can take
Like,
them apart piece
Yeah,
by
yeah,
piece.
react.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Queen Alien as my buy because Queen Alien has only one directive, and that is to survive and procreate and destroy. And she overall does a pretty good job of that. I mean, the Queen Alien does appear in more than one film, but the archetypal one from Aliens does a pretty solid job. I mean, she devours that whole planet for a while and is only taken down by maybe one of the greatest female heroines of all time in
She means
Ellen
business.
Ripley. So Queen Alien number 1. I'm
Okay.
going to go with Cersei number 2.
Is that a rent then?
She's my rent. I like Cersei as a parent is pretty disgusting to me, and as a human is pretty disgusting to me. But I'm gonna meh Mama Fratelli because she was abusive. She was needlessly abusive to her children in a way that, however terrible you saw Cersei behave, she wasn't. Of all the people she abused, she didn't abuse her children the way you see Mama Fratelli abuse and hurt her children.
Yeah, but had she had a kid that, let's say Tyrion was her kid, she would have.
Okay, you make a good point. She's a worse person, but I'm giving Mama Fratelli the meh. I'm sticking by my guns.
Fair.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you,
so
Shai.
I want to be clear on a few things. Cersei is a terrible person. She's a terrible person, but she remains true to her commitment to quote unquote protecting her children and doing what's best for them. Now, the fact that all of her children die, sure, could be because of her misguided efforts, but she also was cursed and was told that all of her children will die. But she does whatever she can to protect them, uplift them, and make them like powerful. And so I don't think she's a bad mom. I think she's a bad person and a villain, but I think she's actually a pretty damn dedicated, crazy tiger mom.
So do you think she's the best villain then? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm
moms?
I'm talking about mom level. You know, these are characters who are villains, who happen to be villains, but also happen to be moms, and they have to, play both
she's the best
roles.
mom of the three.
I think she's the best
They're
mom
doing double
of the
duty
three.
here. These are
Yeah, they're doing
working
double
moms. They are super villains and
Exactly.
moms. Okay.
I would say, so she's the best of the moms. So I'm going to buy her as like quality of mom. Then I'm going to rent the alien mom because while she doesn't really do a good job of protecting her offspring, a lot of them die and she clearly hasn't, but she's given them
you
a
make
purpose.
a good point about her willingness to sacrifice her
Right.
offspring.
She's pretty willing, but she has given them a purpose, and she also procreates as much as possible, and that's really fulfilling what she is meant to do as a queen bee, queen mom, right? So I'm gonna rent her. And Fratelli, she is both a terrible villain and a terrible mother. So she's not doing a good job as a mom. She's putting her children constantly in, teaching them to make bad choices. She's abusive. She teaches them to be abusive and be bullies, and not in the purposeful way that the alien queen is, because they are designed to kill humans. And so she has actually taught them to do that well. Whereas Mama Fratelli has just taught them to be bad guys. They're not good at being bad guys, and they're not good people, and they're terrible to poor not Chunk. What's his name?
Sloth.
Sorry, I was confusing.
Chunk is the kid that
Chunk is the kid, yeah.
kidnaps.
Anyway, so she is my meh. There we go.
Okay. Thank you, Becky. Lily.
I mean, I really wanted to say that Cersei was the worst because she's just so the worst. But Becky convinced me. Although I'm pretty sure it's her fault that her kids dies. It's not the curse. It's just because she's a terrible person and makes awful decisions.
No, that is true. Her decisions do lead to her children being killed.
Yeah.
Not to mention
times.
the one that killed himself because he hated her so much.
Right. Literally, she makes a decision and then he's like, "I hate you so much. I'm killing myself."
I don't like this topic. Let's move along.
But I'll just say Becky's and then move on. Even though, well, I really want to meh Cersei. I'm gonna meh all of them. Okay, let's move on.
Classic Lily. Wait, what did Mom have?
Mom doesn't care. She doesn't like this topic.
I'm seeing them as villainous, the most villainous of the moms. So I think the most villainous of the moms is probably, even though I didn't see Goonies, but the few clips I saw.
Just because you don't remember doesn't mean you've seen it.
Yeah, I probably
You for
blocked
sure
it.
have seen
Probably villainous. Well, because I don't remember it, I'm going to rent that one. Cersei, I think, is the most villainous of the mothers. And Queen Alien is doing her job. that's what she was put on this universe for, was to do her thing, procreate and kill everything in her sight so that her offspring live. So you can't be blaming her for that. So, I'll meh her, but, whatever. Cool. Or rent her.
Next.
And then Mama Fratelli, meh. Okay, so let's move on to animated moms. My favorite topic, animated moms. I have to say that Lily chose
I don't even know her name. I just wrote Brave.
she chose the categories, so I'm going to blame Lily for this, but still, they're pretty good choices. You have the mom in Brave. Do you remember the mom in Brave?
Yeah. Eleanor.
Okay. You have
that's her name?
Elastigirl.
Eleanor?
Elastigirl, otherwise known as Holly Hunter. That was awesome. And Laurel Lightfoot from Onward. Onward is a brand new movie, so I don't know if you've gotten to see Onward.
Oh,
but
I've seen it. I love it. And
Okay.
my buy is 100% Laurel Lightfoot, both because of these three movies. I like Onward infinitely the most, like beyond the other two. It's super big buy, but also it's Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
I knew you were going to
JLD.
go with the voice.
JLD. And then I will rent Elastigirl because Holly Hunter was in Always, and I always liked that movie.
Your reasoning is precious.
And Brave is one I just have a complicated relationship with. I find the movie just really upsetting that the daughter turns her mom into a bear. It really is. It really, yeah, no. And it's Emma Thompson, right? Who does that one? And I like Emma Thompson, but I don't have the same connection to her that I do the other two.
Okay. Lily, what about you?
Go, Becky. You can go.
Becky, you can go.
Thank you. I think each of these characters embody something different but essential about being a mother. I think with Brave, literally the mama bear persona that we all have in us, right? In Elastigirl, what it's like to be a working mom. You are literally stretched in every direction.
That is absolutely true. That's how I feel about when I watch it.
Very true.
I agree with you.
And with Laurel Lightfoot, needing to step up to the plate for your kids, trusting them is another big thing. It's that
and
it's
sacrifice.
It's really looking at the relationship, I think, today in what it means to kind of send your kids off into the world with the values that you've instilled in them. And so I feel like each of those together, you get this really fully multi-dimensional view of motherhood. But yes, so that is my way of not answering, but I'm just going to kind of give you some deeper
so you would buy all three of them?
I just think they each bring something really special, but I guess if I had to choose, Laurel Lightfoot, Elastigirl, Brave, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. And I'll switch it up with going Elastigirl because I love Holly Hunter, first of all. And I love, Raising Arizona, that's a mom.
But we're talking about Elastigirl.
Sure. But I do think that she's awesome, and I think she's a great
kidnapper
character.
in that movie.
In Raising Arizona, she is, yes.
Yeah.
That could have been on the villain moms. But she's a good mom. Definitely a kidnapper, though.
Okay.
And so Elastigirl, and then Lightfoot, 'cause she's awesome. She's a warrior, she says. And then the Brave mom, because I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Brave? I love Brave.
I feel like you've been lying to the whole family that you never saw that.
No, I definitely kept going.
I feel like Lily's just going to cry way too much. You shouldn't see it.
We're going to watch it together.
Oh, I knew that was
the
and
idea.
We'll cry together.
No.
Yeah.
I love the fact that the mother in Brave turns into a bear and it's that whole, like Becky said, it's that mama bear protecting her cubs. Even if it wasn't even her doing, there's something very special about that. And Elastigirl is the iconic modern woman who has to do it all and stretches herself to get it done. She gets shit done. I mean, I was just watching Incredibles 2 with your son, and she had to stretch herself to save her husband, whatever, Mr. Incredible and all. That's just a lot of fun. It's a very visual way to represent the modern woman, the modern working mom. And then, of course, Laurel Lightfoot is the warrior. So I can't choose between those three. I really can't.
That's fair.
But I think that we are doing an injustice if we have a show about mothers and we don't talk about the mom in Schitt's Creek.
Oh,
We need to spend a moment talking
You are
about
so right. We
Moira.
need to talk about Moira and her bibes.
and her bibas. The fact that she says bibas, and that's how I feel about my
She
kids.
actually
My
is
bibas.
a really good mom.
One of the great, there's a little detail in there. There's an episode, it's like a Christmas themed episode where they refer to the fact that her and David have always done this musical routine together. And it just makes me so happy that the two of them had like a musical routine, mother and son musical routine. I just love that about her.
Right.
She is actually quite close with each of them. Well, at first not so much Alexis, but she is actually really close with David. And then she has eventually a relationship with Alexis. She's a great, hilarious,
She's a great TV mom.
I didn't know Mom liked Schitt's Creek. I thought Mom was I don't like this.
Are you
No,
kidding?
she
I could go
loves
back
it.
and watch the first
Not
show
only-
and the first season and keep going, just
Is it
binge
dad?
watch
Mom
all
loves
of the
it.
seasons.
After Sonny was born, Mom and I sat on this couch and watched hours of Schitt's Creek together and laughed our faces off. She not only loves that show, she's a great person to watch the show with.
While I was watching Last Kingdom with Mom, she turned to me and she goes, "Do you think Uhtred's accent is like Moira's? It's just made up?" I was like, "I think you're onto something." She's like, "No one else has his accent."
Yet
I
you
love
and,
Wait a minute,
and
I was on
similarly,
mute again.
You have to walk around talking with it when you watch the show. Like for 2 days
No, for
afterwards,
sure.
we talk in Uhtred's accent.
For sure.
Oh,
Especially your eldest, who apparently has been doing accents lately. Maybe she'll end up
She
as
does a
voiceover.
little like
that.
British ragamuffin voice that is so
It's very
funny.
funny.
and it kind of goes back and forth into like deep Southern and British, and it is incredible.
That's her. That's how she does an Australian accent, which she was introduced to yesterday when we watched Crocodile Dundee.
Am I still on mute?
No, you're not.
Okay. Oh, she unmuted me. I can actually talk. Okay, so I need, as a mother, and I get 2 Mother's Days this year because I am living abroad right now.
Yeah.
I am living in,
España.
not in the country of Spain, but in the country of Spain, but on an island, as my grandson keeps reminding me, near Africa.
Yep.
He keeps saying,
Those
we're
are
near
real.
Africa. I get 2 Mother's Days. Last Sunday was Mother's Day, but everything was shut down. So I don't know what we did for Mother's Day that was special. Maybe we just didn't do anything that day.
Oh my God, you got a pedicure, and I got 100 pictures of your
my
feet, and it was horrible.
I
Like,
gave you a
not only,
massage.
Wait,
so
Are
it's
you
like
kidding?
now
People have to understand is that Lily is disgusted by other people's feet.
But I
everyone
did it
is
anyways out of
disgusted
love.
by
She's
other
sac-
people's feet. Everyone is. That's
No,
normal.
'cause some people
That's
don't
normal.
mind giving a loved one a foot massage.
No, that's only if
No,
they get paid.
it's
That's not a thing.
or
That's
if they
why
have like
give
a
people
foot
gift
fetish. Those are the
certificates.
only people that like touching feet. If
foot
you're paid to do it, or you have a weird thing for feet, feet
Anyway,
are
so
disgusting.
well, so my daughter sacrificed herself and gave me a faux pedicure that was more like a foot spa, and it was wonderful. It was actually wonderful.
That was
Thank
your
you,
gift.
Lily.
You did
That
a
was
good job.
a beautiful DIY gift. I loved
Wait,
it.
so now we're allowed to give Mom DIY gifts?
What am I supposed to
You've
I'm locked in
always
my
been allowed
apartment.
to. Didn't you used to make me cards in school and bring them home? You know,
I'm
with
locked
the...
in my apartment. What
Sure.
am I supposed to do?
I want to know what you all have planned for me for tomorrow for my second Mother's Day.
You're her American.
Oh, look at the faces! I do wish the
This
listeners could
this
see
Lily's
this
the
in
was
looks
your
charge.
on your
gift.
faces.
Wait, wait a minute. This was your gift, hosting the podcast. That
That's what
was
I
your
told you
gift.
already today. I was like, you're welcome.
Seriously.
Oh,
That was
Lily's,
your gift.
Lily's in charge of your gift for us. Lily will give it to you.
well, apparently this was my gift. I have to tell you, it's a privilege. This has been a wonderful Mother's Day gift. And tomorrow, like every other day, I'm going to end up to get up early, mop the floor, make breakfast, and
Yes.
so on.
That
Okay.
reminds you. That
The
reminds
sad
you you're
thing
a
is
mom.
that I would love to send flowers to all my girls that are mothers, but
Not
first of all,
this
here in Tenerife, there isn't a single flower shop open, and I don't know if there's any open in any of your areas. So
Either way, it's just
virtually, I'm sending all the women that are mothers in my life.
I have a good plan for tomorrow. And since this isn't recorded, I have a good plan for tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But it
I mean,
will
this is
involve-
recorded. It's just not airing till next week.
it will afford my older daughter the opportunity to do her British accent.
Oh,
Are you going to do
Ah.
tea time at home?
Your
I've
wife
sneakily
loves
bought-
a tea.
I sneakily, and so do the kids. They love getting dressed up for it, and they really wanted to do it this year for Mother's Day, but we obviously can't. I sneakily bought all the ingredients to make authentic British scones. I got advice from Howie on how to do it. I found literally the last self-rising flour bag in the region. So I didn't buy her
Wow.
flowers, but
Oh
I got
my gosh,
self-rising
that
flour.
is
And
You
so
bought
I'm gonna get up
so
Rising
sweet. I
flour.
have to say, Shine, that is so sweet.
Listen,
I will report
make
back to
cucumber
everyone
sandwiches.
tomorrow. I'll report back to everyone tomorrow with the Mother's Day extravaganza that Vlad has not planned and I'm sure is doing nothing. And I asked him if he could at least have our daughter make me a card, and he goes, "Ugh, that sounds so hard." That was his answer.
Well, I saw a clip of Jimmy Kimmel, and what he's planning to give his wife is put her in the car with the air conditioner on, close the window, and let her be there by herself for 3
That
hours.
would be a great gift.
And then he brings her margaritas.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna
Pretty
do a
awesome.
bunch of online shopping and buy myself a bunch of presents. I don't know what else. Like that's just what I'm gonna have to do. I'll be like, give me an hour. I'm just gonna buy stuff for myself.
Look,
Okay.
I'd buy stuff for Mom, but I can't even ship things to that.
No, please
No,
don't. You have no idea what
Devil's
a
Island that
headache
you
it
live
is. We are in the middle of
ordeal.
nowhere. This truly
It's
is the middle of
really
nowhere.
a good lesson on consumerism, okay?
Not worth
Well,
it.
there was a
buy
tweet.
anything.
There was a tweet in those funny tweets of the week. Whatever, you should give credit to that Instagram account that you guys send around every week. Yeah,
Hoo-ha.
the
Very
one
funny.
that said, "I looked at my credit card bill and I realized that like I'm the problem."
Right.
Or whatever
Well,
it is.
Daddy and I decided that we're probably saving about $7,000 a month on our credit card bills
Just by sitting in
just
my
by
house.
living here and not being able to buy anything online.
Well,
'cause
it's
it
like
doesn't
it's
ever
like
get
that
here.
tweet. Shy, what's that tweet that you loved?
That, is
Oh, that
Becky
was-
at
Are
the
you
I wasn't
listening to the
listening.
show?
Oh!
I was not listening. I was full on
God.
not listening.
Becky is
Wow.
once again
Reverse
on another
engineered that
podcast. while
joke.
this is
I
happening.
guys, I
Shy, in
am
case you
I
were
am
worried.
taking care of two kids
I-
while
no, we can see
podcasting.
it.
One
You
of
are-
whom is
Not only that, your audio is impressively good, Becky. So
Thank
even though
you.
you've had some errant mutes, considering that you have two
Okay.
children on top.
No, I keep on going on mute.
So
I think that's why
talking
it's
about
good.
great moments, any recs? Anybody have any recs? Any quarantine recs?
Ooh, I do, because we've all been watching the same shows, but I'm gonna let Lily
Well,
and
to-
you guys
to
talk about them. But I have
clear-
one thing that I watched that you guys haven't yet, and I was shocked at how amazing it was, and it made me so. Actually, I have two things. It made me so happy. I genuinely was cackling, laughing.
I would like it
do-
known that
What?
I am catching up on watching shows that you guys say you like because I miss you. And I feel like you guys aren't watching the things
Outlander.
that is not gonna
Outlander.
No.
No, but I just want you to know that I miss you guys, and that is
What?
one of the reasons why I'm catching up on all these shows that you.
No, I know, and that's why I'm gonna let you talk about it. I'm not gonna steal that thunder.
Okay.
So the one thing I watched you guys haven't seen yet, and I do highly recommend it, is the Parks and Rec special that they did.
Ooh,
It
yeah,
was
I can't wait.
so
I'm saving
so good. It was so
I'm also
good.
saving
I
it.
wish I had saved it because I didn't think
Let's
it
watch
was
it
going to
tomorrow.
be that good.
Oh,
And
I
I
heard
just
it was good.
randomly put it on. It was so, you know what? I had a hard day yesterday. I deserved it. It was so freaking good. So I highly recommend that. And I'll let you guys talk about what you're watching, and then I'm going to bestow upon someone a gigantic I Told You show. So
Okay.
let's get to it.
So, Lily, you go ahead this time.
So I've been tracking the Never Have I Ever release for a little while. I knew that Mindy Kaling had put out this like massive casting call on Instagram for the main actress. And like 10,000 girls, like teenage girls, auditioned for the role. So I was like waiting to hear when it came out. And when it came out, I watched the first episode right away. And I was like, this is kind of like the rom-com, algorithm perfect for me, teenage rom-com show. But as the show goes on, I was like, wait a second, I think this might actually be good. And then I realized, I was like, you know what, there's more to this show than just like your typical Netflix teen comedy, kind of the way Sex Education has that like other element. And I was immediately had to recommend it to Becky and Shy because I felt like, you know what, this is just a great, well-written, fun show. Then of course we watched season 4 Last Kingdom. Did not disappoint. I really recommend that to everybody. It's like Game of Thrones without the boring parts. Then I'm really excited that Working Mom season 4 came out. So if you're into that kind of thing. Working Moms on Netflix.
Reitman, right? That's Catherine Reitman.
Yeah, that's Catherine Reitman.
She's awesome. I don't watch
she
the
is
show,
awesome.
but she's amazing.
Yeah, she's great. She's really cool. And then I'm excited for The Boys season 2 and Dead to Me season 2.
Well,
So Dead to Me is already out.
Season 2 coming soon.
Soon. It's May. I'll check the date.
That's great. I can't wait. And
Yeah.
Aya Cash from You're the Worst is in it in a
movie
as a character. So that was a big
Shy, what are your recs?
So I gotta go all in also on Never Have I Ever. Becky, you get a huge I Told You show for I know it's you the one who brought it to us.
I simultaneously brought it to both of you.
I give the I Told You show to Lily first. So Lily,
I didn't remember that Lily did.
No, my
God.
He forgot.
There are multiple
He forgot
texts.
to the point where he was secretly texting. Shy was secretly texting me for days about it because he didn't realize that you had
I'm
watched
back at
it.
my dining room table.
Oh my
But
God.
you get the
Kids are
original I
bickering
Told
again.
You show. Wait.
I was
Guys, look at my
texting Becky.
screen.
I was texting
Becky
Becky for days and Becky's like, you really have to put this on the group text. Lily's going to be really upset that you're talking about this without her. And I was like, she's seen the show?
Are you kidding me? I was like, you have to. It's perfect for Allie. Allie's gonna love it. After you watch Last Kingdom, that can be your cleanse the palate show.
Yeah, it was 100%. Lily, you get an I Told You show. I was just messing with you. Thank you. I said everything I have to say about it. I will say, it's 10 episodes. It's the best thing Mindy Kaling's done. I cannot wait to see where they take it. The last episode, they jammed way too much into that last episode.
Agreed.
That they were built. Now, there's other things that are left unfinished, but there was a lot in that last episode. I would either like to see an hour-long episode or them to start unfolding some of the things that happened in that episode, the episode before. Like her, so that was there. Started Fleabag, following up from our episode with Helen and my commitment to you guys to watch Fleabag. We knocked out 3 episodes last night.
What do you think?
Right away.
What do you think?
I mean, I'm not sure I would have kept watching this show if I wasn't promised that season 2 is as amazing as it is. Because to me, like at the beginning, it's like, oh, I get it. It's like, someone who's gross being gross, and making bad choices. And that's not always my show. I need a little bit more heart in it. But she's brilliant. And like I said, you guys have told me this is part of a broader artistic thing that she created. So I'm hanging on. And I really like, again, we liked it enough to keep watching it last night. So it's really good. But and then I'm going deep down the nostalgia. And I'm bringing up the show because this is a show I remember distinctly watching with Mom. I am watching on Amazon Prime. Young Riders is available. Young Riders was
it's a movie, right?
No, that's Young Guns. And so it was a show that kind of came out during that hype of let's get a bunch of young, good-looking actors and have them be cowboys that have different adventures. And this was a show about the Pony Express. It starred a young Josh Brolin, a young Stephen Baldwin, Oscar winner Melissa Leo, and a strapping young sheriff of the town, Brett Cullen, who is a huge Friday night movie. Brett Cullen, star of The Replacements, is a huge Friday night
crush
movie
we have.
Fandom around Brett Cullen. And, that show's like a pretty fun story of the week Western. And I only remembered really well a few different episodes, but so I'm digging into some of the episodes that I don't remember. And there's some cool character development. And again, it's really fun to see an emo, brooding Josh Brolin.
That's very cute.
Speaking of Josh Brolin, we rewatched Hail Caesar last night. Still highly recommend that one.
Ooh,
so
what I didn't know when I was
so good, Shy, you'll love it.
When I was looking at clips of Goonies so I could remind myself what it was about, I found an interview with Josh Brolin, and they brought up the fact that he was in Goonies, and I didn't even remember that.
He's the older brother.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, so my recs, you've mentioned a couple of them. Last Kingdom and Dead to Me, fabulous, the best. The problem with Last Kingdom this season for me was usually I'm riveted. I love that show. I think it's amazing. Is that imagine that I'm in Spain. Dinner is at 10 o'clock at night.
She slept through. What she's saying is she slept through most.
Well, there's always a bottle of wine with dinner.
That's not.
Sometimes there's a cocktail a couple of hours before that.
Yes.
And then now it's 11:30, quarter to 12, and now we're finally sitting down to watch TV. and within 10 minutes, I'm sound asleep, and I wake up for
So
the
it's not
last
really
15 minutes of the
the
show. So I need to
season's
go
fault.
back and watch the entire season again, because we finished it, right, Lily?
Yes.
Right, we finished it. But I think I slept through the last episode, so I need to watch the whole season again, but it won't be a burden because it's such an amazing show. The one that I will recommend, which is quirky and different, but just really heartwarming and funny, is Everything Is Going to Be Okay. It's this very odd Australian actor that I never heard of before.
I have to give an I Told You So to Becky about that show. Because I was like, that guy annoys the shit out of me.
Are we keeping score?
You're definitely winning at this point. But
There's no
that
point
guy
keeping score.
annoys the shit out of me, and yet the show is so endearing, and he grows on you.
Oh yeah,
And the characters.
It's a wonderful show.
It's such a classic. Like the treatment on paper for the show is like a typical.
It's an unusual treatment of sibling relationships.
But I mean, like the actual like outline of the show seems like, oh yeah, another typical like suburban, guy who a single guy gets stuck with two girls to raise, whatever. And then it's really not. It's very different.
It's very different. The characters are all different, and they're
Very
all
funny.
quirky, and it's wonderful. And the side characters are great.
It's on Hulu, right, Beck?
Yes, and the True I Told You show goes to my friend Janine because she got me to watch it. But I accidentally confused it with I'm Not Okay With This and watched that first. And I was like, and we had a very weird conversation.
Right. Just like a
thinking we were talking
superhero
about the same show.
So talking about weird is Freud. We started watching, it is a German show that we decided to dub because I have a really hard time listening to German dialogue.
We're listening to it in Spanish.
So we're listening to it in Spanish, which is a better dubbing than the English dubbing. And it is an incredibly weird show.
But it was recommended to
but
us,
it's
though.
engaging.
You're recommending to me a German show
No,
you're
we're not
watching
recommending.
in
She's
Spanish?
she's just saying what we're watching. She's not
Okay.
recommending it. But
Sounded
if people
like a
We
recommendation.
only saw one episode.
people like on Netflix
It's
might like
scary.
She
it.
heard that description and she left the podcast. It's her screen.
It's about Freud, but in a very different light. Like he's a cocaine addict. He's not well respected. He's trying to make a name for himself, and at the same time, there's murder mysteries. There's some kind of a serial killer out
Freud
there.
is going to become like a detective with
He's
a
going to be
sidekick.
like Sherlock kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's very odd, but. And I'm going to, this is a nod to your father. If you have the opportunity to see Foyle's War, I know it's an odd choice, but it really is very good television. For anybody who's interested in British
It's on
dramas.
Acorn TV.
And, I'm the only person in the family left who still loves Outlander, but I'm going to recommend it. That's it. That's all, folks.
No,
And I think
Vanessa,
Claire makes a great mother.
I really like the last couple. Oh yeah, we didn't include her. I like the last couple of episodes. I'm not up to date, but there was like a streak of like 2 or 3 good episodes.
After the third episode, they're all good.
No,
Yeah.
the last like
That weird
episode
one
9.
with that woman giving birth, like that's such a weird
Things
episode.
get weird. You can tell they combined 2 books for this season. It's like disjointed.
So someone asked me a question, or are we done? Is there anything else you guys want to know about me being your mother? Okay, who would you cast me as a mother?
Who would
If you were
cast
doing the movie of our family?
The lady from
Ed
Today's
Danson.
Special.
Yeah, the lady from today's special, Mom.
What did she say?
Ted Danson.
That is just cruel and mean,
It's actually
Becky. We're in a
accurate.
pandemic.
For 2020, it's accurate.
That is we're in a pandemic. You don't make fun of your mother.
Mom, if you're gonna come on the show, you better get ready to feel the burns,
The
okay?
name of the actor is Noreen Virgin. She is Canadian, and she eventually became like a well-known Canadian journalist. But she played.
She also doubles as mom.
Yeah, she played Jodie, right?
And I think Mercedes' role could.
Yeah, Mercedes' role. Mercedes' role is probably more accurate. But
Can
Noreen
she
Virgin.
do a Hispanic accent though? Like, can she say aguacate?
But can she also make
She's
words
nominated
in
for
Yiddish
an
sound
Oscar,
disgusting?
like the Fisher King. I'm sure she could do it.
All right.
Okay, guys. Anybody have any shout outs?
Well, no, this is where we give our
handles.
Our
Oh,
handles.
well, no, aren't the shout outs first and then your
Well,
handles?
that's it. If anybody else had something to say, they would have said it.
Okay.
Shout out to
I mean,
your
I want to
mom.
shout out to Mom and all of the moms, my wonderful wife, my mother-in-law Barbara, all of the Tias, all of our listeners that are moms, thank you. You're the best. Father's Day is a really pale imitation in terms of importance as far as I'm concerned as compared to Mother's Day. It's the big one. You all deserve it. You're the best. I love you.
So my shout out is to all the women in my life, the friends and the cousins and the family and the sisters who helped me raise you, the village that helped me raise the three of you, because let me tell you, raising three very unique, strong individuals takes a village. And my shout out is, and if you're listening, any of you, you know who you are. I love you all.
Now ask them for their handles.
Go ahead and do it for me, Lily. You do everything else for me.
No, go ahead. I'm just telling you what the next step is.
I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to my two girls and to Allie.
Oh my God,
And
ask them for
then-
their goddamn handles.
I'm not going to do it.
It's a podcast that will never end.
I'm
Just
trying,
wrap
guys.
it up.
I
Okay,
keep going
you
like
can
this
follow
to
me
her.
on Twitter at paper
to do.
BK Princess. Same handle on Letterboxd. I'm not seeing you guys on Letterboxd. I'm also not checking the app, but I'm assuming no one's following me.
I'm there. I'm updating it with all of these movies I've been watching. The baby.
So you need to come
Club.
visit me again so you can update my app for me.
All of your apps. Yeah, great.
All my apps. All right.
Should I fly
It's like
across the
Dad. Every
country
time I
to
get on the
do
phone
my
with
Twitter?
Dad, he's like, I gotta help him download the movie watching
Yeah,
apps.
last night Dad sits down on the couch and I'm like, oh, he's like gonna have like a really nice conversation with me. What is he gonna say? He sits down and goes, Lily, look, how do I use your VPN? And I was like, all right, just get to the point. That's great, Dad. How are you?
What's your handle, Lily?
Chi K Gomez on Twitter and Letterboxd. Chi CHI K Gomez.
And
Mom.
Shy?
No. Mom,
Yes.
you have to give yours because I'm gonna go last.
At Inner Wonder. One word.
At Inner Wonder on all the
On-
feeds, Twitter,
On all the feeds.
Instagram.
On all the feeds.
You can follow
Except
me
Facebook.
at Pancake 4 Table, Pancake and the number 4 Table on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow all of the Friday Night Movie shenanigans at Fry Night Movie on Twitter, Instagram. And you can go to our website, FridayNightMoviePod.com. When this episode drops on Friday, this will be the day before on May 16th. Howie and I, the band that plays our theme song, "What Does It Eat," will be performing at 5 p.m. At pancakefortable.com/live is the easiest way to find it, or on Facebook. We will be performing about an hour or so of original music and then taking requests. And we're doing it as a fundraiser for food banks in Virginia, where I live, and in Calgary, where Howie lives. So tune in, and we'd love to see you there. And
Are you recording the session?
We will record it, yes.
Good.
And there's going to be stories, there's going to be music, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think with that, after the music kicks in, we say goodbye. Love you guys.
Bye. Happy Mother's Day. Love
Hey,
you.
Great
I
job,
love you.
Mom. Great job hosting.
Guys, I think you're amazing.
You did such a good job. Do you see my
Good job,
baby?
Mom. That was awesome.
I don't know. I felt like I had a coach that didn't stop.
Thank God.
The
Mom.
coach that
Jeez.
didn't.
So
Do you think
thank
I needed as much coaching as I got from
I don't
Lily?
know. You sound to me like a professional facilitator. I don't know how much coaching you need. But you also sound like you're getting
Bossy.
paid by the hour. You really took the time. And I'm
We're going to have to probably start multiple times, so we should get going.
Okay.
Why would we have to
The three
start?
of us hanging out. 4 of us hanging out.
Your sister thinks very little of her
I don't. I just am Mom, I was like yelling
I
at
am a
Mom after I'm doing the
professional.
dishes and she's reading the notes and she's like, oh my God, this is so serious. I was like, God damn it, Mom. I was like, that
Had it
idea
been
is
that-
bad.
excuse me,
So
had it
that
been-
idea is not going into the show. And she's like, geez. I was like, this is what you get when you host. We're not going to be nice about it. If it's a bad idea, it's not going on the show. Very simple.
She is a dictator. I had a good idea, and she didn't even let me finish the
And
sentence.
then I curated and edited a lot of her ideas.
Lily's an editor.
Mine
Okay.
would have been better.
Let's get going. It's very
Okay,
hot in here.
so are we starting?
I don't know, host, are we? I think it's going to be co-hosted by me and Mom. You have to do the buttery voice.
Sure.
She's been practicing.
Okay. Buenas tardes. Bienvenidos a otro episodio.
You have to start again. You have to
You
start
have to
again.
say
I can't
here
hear
we
you.
are. So you either do here we are in Spanish or here we are in English.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Here
you have
we
to
are.
get and by the way, you have to get a little closer to the mic to do the buttery voice. But also, Mom, the reason why I do Here We Are is if you watch any of our home videos ever, from when we were little, every
all
single
start with
video
"Here we
starts with
are."
you saying "Here we are"
We are at the
at the zoo.
Amelia
Here
Island
we are
Plantation.
at Children's Corner. Here we are at Chagigat Breshit.
I'm going to be laughing through this whole thing. Okay. Take a deep breath. Here we are at Friday Night
It's
Movie.
very breathy.
Yeah,
try
Billy, you're
again. That
making
was-
lots of noise.
Well, I'm getting her notes right. That's very breathy. Take a deep breath.
Okay.
You're a voiceover star now. Come on.
I'm a voice. Yes, I'm going to have an IMDb page.
You are.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Here we are at Friday Night Movie Podcast with our stars, Shai Korman, Lily Korman, and the inimitable Becky Korman. If I could just shave it, I would have Lily do it with the shaver they have here in the house.
It is so dead dancing. I can't even deal with
I gotta
it.
get rid of it. It's awful.
But don't you want to grow
Why
it
does
out?
it
You
look
should
like
grow
I
it
cut
out
my
into
own
like a
hair?
cute. No, Mom, I think you should
Like
grow it
I
out into
cut
a
my own
cute
hair?
lob. You know.
Do you have any idea?
That's all right.
Absolutely
I'm
not
sorry, Becky.
having white
Is
hair
it
and a
weird
bob.
for you that my hair is almost all the same length because yours is two distinct lengths?
Mine is actually growing in, so it's about 7 distinct lengths at the moment. See just how uneven this mullet was.
Becky, I want you to know we were watching Fraggle Rock yesterday, and
Oh, I love Fraggle
and-
Rock.
and to explain the different Fraggles, Allie just said that Moki is like where Tia Becky lives.
Is that what she said?
The compost heap?
No, that's the trash heap. Lily knows all about the trash heap.
Don't.
No,
The point is this.
no,
Mom-
Moki's the hippie one.